Harriet the Spy was released in 1996. This is directed by Bronwyn Hughes. It's written by Doug Petrie and Teresa Rebeck, and we have a cast including Michelle Trachtenberg as Harriet. We have Rosie O'Donnell. We have really great cast and performances. I thought this was going to be better than it was. This is a Nickelodeon film, and I've heard a lot of people saying that they remember it very fondly. And I think that might suggest, based on what I've read and also my experience, is that it might be a better film if it's nostalgic for you. To my recollection, I hadn't seen this before. I have no memory of having seen this. Maybe I did and I can't remember, but I'm assuming this is the first time that I watched it. And it's about a young girl called Harriet, who is an aspiring spy. And something goes a bit wrong when she loses her notebook. And it's all about the way people treat her, the way she treats other people. There are things about friendship and family and what's important. And honestly, it's kind of a mess, to be honest. There are a lot of things happening, but also not a lot happens at the same time. The narrative is very chaotic, very all over the place, and not in a very fun way either. Sometimes narratives can jump around and it can be really engaging. But here I just found like they threw too much at it and nothing really stuck. The only thing that works well is Harriet as a character and the performance. The character, I think, is really interesting. Very well-written character, really fascinating. But the narrative itself just feels very weak. It feels like they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do with this. It is actually based on the book by Louise Fitzhugh. I don't know how accurate it is to the book, but certainly the narrative in the film is just a bit of a mess. It's all over the place. It doesn't really work very well, and I didn't really enjoy it. Harriet is a very likeable character. The other characters, really great. No problems with any of the characters or performances. But as a film, it certainly wasn't enjoyable. So, as I said, maybe it's one that will work better with nostalgia. And I don't have that nostalgia. I was surprised, though, because I did see a lot of people, certainly with the recent passing of Michelle Trachtenberg, a lot of people talking about this film and saying that they had fond memories of it. And then I saw that it had 6 out of 10 on IMDb across 12,000 reviews and ratings, which is not horrendous, but by no means is that a good rating. So I am thinking maybe it's one where there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of happy memories from childhood. And that's one of the reasons why I don't love watching films that I loved as a child, because I'm always scared they're not going to be as good as at least as what I remember. Obviously, that's not a concern here because I don't remember ever seeing it. But I'd be interested to know if anybody does remember it very fondly from their childhood and then watches it again. If you take the risk, does it live up to your memory? I'd be keen to know. But for me, Harriet the Spy was not a great experience because the narrative's just a bit of a mess. But Harriet as a character, pretty great. So it had potential. Maybe the novel is better, but in terms of the film, I really didn't care for it.